If you are writing JavaScript and you are not using these functions, you are probably writing way more code than necessary. Whether you are building real world projects, preparing for interviews, or trying to level up as a JavaScript developer. Today I will walk you through 10 essential JavaScript functions that help you write cleaner, shorter and more maintainable code. Make sure you stay till the end because the last function is used in almost every real world JavaScript application. These are not theoretical tricks. These are patterns you will see every day in production code. And most importantly, I will also show you when not to use them because that's where many developers go wrong. Let's get started. Hello Code Hunters, I am Sharath Chandar and you are watching Code Hunter Sharath. If you are into real world JavaScript, not toy examples, hit like, subscribe and comment to do if you are planning to apply these functions in your next project. Let's start with map. This one is absolutely essential. Use map when you want to transform every item in an array and get a new array back. In real projects, it shows up everywhere. API response, UI rendering and data formatting. For each functions, we have three examples with simple, moderate and advanced. Example 1, simple transformation. Here we have a piece of code, const numbers with array value of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to double this with the help of const double equal to numbers.map with param of num asterisk 2. As I mentioned, I want to double, so I use it as a double. If you want to do triple, just use 3. And I'm going to see the result with the help of console.log double. Here we can see the results with 2, 4, 6 and 8. The example 2, API data for UI. Again here I have a piece of code that contains user from API as an array. With this response, I need to create the full name. With the help of dot map, I need to get the ID of user ID, full name, concatenation of user dot first name, user dot last name. If again I am going to see the results with the help of console.log users, we'll get the results with ID and full name of John Dio, Jan Smith. Now example 3, we are going to calculate the pricing with tax. Again I have a piece of code, const price with array of 100, 200, 300. So I need to get the final prices with multiply by the tax value. So prices.map 1.18, we assume this as a tax. Now again we are going to see the results with the help of console.log. We'll see the results. This pattern is extremely common in front-end architecture. Next is filter. Use this when you want to remove unwanted data cleanly. Anytime you see conditional based loops, filter is usually the better option. Filtering inside UI components is a beginner mistake. Professionals filter data before rendering. Example 1, to find the active users. I have a collection of const user as object with name and then active parameter. From this I need to find the active user, so I am using filters. Users.filter with param of user equal to greater and user.active. This will return only the active user as John. Example 2, role based visibility. Here we have a const visible users equal to again the same users that will filter user is active and then user role is not equal to blocked. In some cases user will get blocked, so based on the filter the particular user will not get. Professionals move business logic out of the UI layers. Example 3, search feature. We are going to search based on the keyword. I have already defined the const search equal to React. Assume that we have a article collection. From this article articles we are going to filter with the help of search keyword. So I am taking the article.title to lowercase, that check to includes search to lowercase as React. This will return all the React titles we have. This is super common in dashboards, search results and user management systems. Now let's talk about reduce. This function scares beginners, but it should not. Totals, grouping, analytics and state updates are all handled here. Just remember, if map or filter is clearer, don't focus reduce. The example 1, simple total. We have a list of array with prices, value of 100, 200 and 300. We need to calculate with the help of reduce. We'll get the total. So prices dot reduce, we are going to sum and then price. So now I'm going to see the results with the help of console.log total. This will return 600. So we have a 100 plus 200 plus 300, total it has a 600. Example 2, shopping cart total, the same as above. Here we are using the quantity to double the price and we'll get the results. So again cart dot reduce, sum and then item. So we are going to return the sum plus item dot price into item dot quantity. Now with the results we'll get 400. 100 into 2, 200, 200 into 1, 200, total 400. This pattern powers analytics, dashboards and reports. Example 3, grouping data. With the help of const order, we need to group the key and values. So const grouped equal to order dot reduce with the help of account and order. So ACC of array order dot category and equal to, we are setting the category or 0 plus order dot price. Return that account will get the results of books with 200, electronics as 500. This is used in reports, charts and dashboards. If you understand reduce, you understand state aggregation. Most beginners love for each and that's okay. But here's the catch. For each does not return anything. Use it when you want to run logic on each item without creating new data. If you need a new array, don't use it. Use map instead. Example 1, logging. We have a list of log items we need to read. With the help of for each, I will write the console.log items. This will iterate and it will display the each items in the logs. Example 2, analytics tracking. We need to track the events with the help of function. I have the list of events that I will iterate to for each and I will pass the each event into the function track event. Example 3, DOM updates. We have a list of button. We need to disable it. If you do it individually, it will grow a code. So instead, we'll take the DOM as buttons. We'll do the for each and we'll get the each buttons. With the help of button.disable as an attribute, we'll set to true. This will automatically disable all the buttons. We will actually use all these functions in upcoming JavaScript projects on this channel. If you expect one result, use find, not filters. Find returns the first match and exit immediately. Cleaner, faster, more readable. Example 1, find user. We have a list of users. In that we need to find the username with John. So I'm using users.find with params user that check triple equal to John. If it is there, then it will return the true, else it will return false. If user not found, then will show the alert message of not found. Example 2, product detail page. We have a list of product. We are selecting particular product with ID as selected ID, then that will return only that particular product. Example 3, feature lookup. We have a list of feature. We need to find the feature with enabled. This returns the first match or undefined if nothing is found. Sum and every, rules and validation. These two are perfect for validation logic. Use sum when at least one item must match. Use every when all items must match. You will see see this in permissions, forms and businesses rules all the time. Example 1, permission check. We have a set of roles that should check. We have a user role as admin with the help of roles.sum with roles triple equal to admin. If we are admin, then we have accessible to auth. Example 2, form validation. We have a list of inputs. We need to check if all the input values not equal to null. You will see this a lot in form validation and permissions. Example 3, age validation. We need to check all the adults, they have the age of greater than equal to 18. So again we are using users.every. We need to check all the items of adults with param of age greater than equal to 18. This one looks simple but it's extremely useful. Includes keeps your conditions clean and readable. Much better than long if-else chains. Perfect for roles, feature flags and configuration logic. Example 1, role check. We have a set of rules. We are going to check that includes admin. This is great for conditional check and role-based logic. Example 2, feature flag. We have a allowed feature includes dark mode. When we are checking with the condition if it is present, then we are going to enable the dark mode method. Example 3, search matching. We have a set of tags. We are checking with the help of includes. It's present with JavaScript used in flags, permissions and configs. Modern JavaScript is asynchronous by default. Async and await let your async code read like synchronous code. Easier to debug, easier to maintain, and in production always combine this with proper error handling. Example 1, simple API call. We have a function fetch data with async keyword. Inside we are going to get the response with await keyword fetch URL. Once it's done, we'll get the return response. Example 2, error handling. We have a function with async keyword get users. Inside the function we return try catch while fetching the data with the help of await. If it is okay, then we'll return the response of await. Once it is not okay, if we throw the error, it will capture into the catch and it will display in console.error. Mandatory in production apps. Example 3, sequential async task. In a function of task with async keyword, we are going to perform multiple promises using task 1 await and task 2 await. We need to see the results with the help of console.log task 1 and task 2. Once we call the function, we'll return task 1 done and task 2 done. Parallel async. This function is used in almost every real application. Promise.all function lets you run multiple async tasks in parallel. Faster dashboards, faster pages, better user experience. This is how real apps feel fast. Example 1, simple async task. I'm going to create the promise.all with function arrays, promise.resolve A, promise.resolve B, promise.resolve C, and I'm calling .then with console.log. This will return the results of array of A, B and C. Runs all promises, returns results as an array. Example 2, with set timeout simulated delay. Again promise.all. Inside I'm creating new promise with set timeout of return result 1 for 1000. One more new promise of or set timeout return result of 2 with 500, and I'm calling then console.log. This will return the array of 1, 2 after 1 second. Waits for all asynchronous tasks to finish. Example 3, handling errors. Same as promise.allArrays will create promise.resolve OK and will create promise.reject fail and will call .then same as console.log.catch. This will return the console.error. Will give the return results as fail. If all promises fail, .catch run immediately. Stability matters. Production code must fail gracefully. Try or catch prevents your app from crashing. When something goes wrong, no serious JavaScript projects skips proper error handling. Example 1, risky logic. We are using try and catch with risky function. If something goes wrong, it will automatically capture the console.error with catch. Every serious JavaScript project needs proper error handling. Example 2, JSON parsing. While parsing the JSON, if we not handle try catch, it will return the error and it will crash the application. Instead, we can create try catch with JSON.parse when the response is there. If we didn't get the response, the parse will get an undefined, so it will catch the catch and it will show the error invalid response. Error handling is not optional at this level. Example 3, payment flow. When we are processing the payment, if something happened on the network or any bank issue, we need to roll back the transaction. For that, the catch will helps to roll back the transaction to the particular bank, prevents app crashes. This is what professional JavaScript looks like. Not clever tricks, clean, predictable, maintainable code. If you want to grow as a developer, stop memorizing syntax and start understanding when and why to use these functions. Comment below which one you already use and which one you are going to start using. Will apply all this function throughout my JavaScript series. Link in the description. Subscribe if you want to build real projects one every week. See you in the next hunt.